and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a minute. I am changing my job situation, so that has taken up a decent amount of my time and energy lately, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm hoping that it does open up more time to do YouTube and post on here. I might share some sort of in-depth video chatting about it at some point, but for right now, this video is all about my thrift finds. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of my favorite thrift finds and honestly like a decent amount of my thrifted collection. My goal for this video is to hopefully provide you guys with some inspiration when it comes to thrifting. I know for me, at first I would go to thrift stores and I just did not find anything. I felt like I had no luck. I would walk out empty-handed or get something just to get something, but I would see what people are finding online and go like, why can't I do that? And some of it I think was changing up some of the stores that I was going to. But I think the other side of it was from watching other videos, like seeing people's thrifted versus style videos or what I thrifted videos. It helped me see kind of what to look for a little bit more and gave me some inspiration in terms of that. I also want to provide maybe some tips on what I look for when I go in, because let's face it, going through a thrift store can be exhausting. I feel like I have the time and energy for a few sections and then I just start to burn out and I don't want to make it through the rest of the store, which sometimes I don't, but I have some tips and tricks that I feel like I've started to implement to kind of help me not be, you know, going through every piece of clothing on the rack. I think I'm gonna start with home things and then navigate my way into clothing items. I think that we should just get this right out of the way with up front. I have a problem with buying baskets. My husband is now making jokes. He's like, so you just go to the thrift store and just buy baskets. Like, do you think we have enough baskets? But let me tell you, baskets are such good storage. Like, instead of putting a plastic bin that you got from the dollar store, why not put a cozy basket in your closet that makes it more peaceful to go into? That's my philosophy, because storage can be ugly. I'll run through some of these baskets quickly so you can kind of just get a feel for some of the baskets. Now this one is just a cutesy little basket. She's all for show, not really storage. I have her on my desk. Ooh, there's change in here. I have her on my desk in my office area. Then I've got this more shallow one. I really like the texture on this, and that is a big thing that I look for. Obviously, I look for just baskets in general as I'm walking around, but I definitely think I'm a texture person, so anything like this would grab my eye because it's just really pretty. I actually have this set out on our nightstand right now, collecting all of our seashells. I kind of have to come up with a plan for a few of these items. I'm kind of going through a process of redoing and reimagining some of our rooms right now, so some of these pieces are just on hold with what I'm gonna do. Then I got this little basket set, so just two of these, and I think it's just good for linen closet storage, guest room storage, anything. Quite frankly, these could even be a wastebasket. And then this big basket, which right now I was using it to store all of my fluffy winter socks. Then we have the king of all baskets, this big boy, which is honestly the closest thing to a furniture item that I guess I would say I thrifted more so than Facebook Marketplace. And let me tell you, it was in the furniture section, did not have a price tag on it. So I was like, okay, we're gonna see what it's gonna be. I'll decide later. So I bring it up when I'm checking it out, and I have maybe one of those other baskets in my hand. And the guy was like, oh yeah, there is no price tag. We'll just price it the same as that, all right? I was like, okay. It was $3. And right now we have it in a room with our plant on top of it just to raise our plant up. But also we're gonna store blankets in here. Right now it's empty because I just want to clean it out, but we're gonna use it for blanket storage, and I just think it's so perfect. This one was a recent grab and I just think it is so cool. I really was so excited when I saw it. It says, if you can't see it, letters in and then letters out, so it is just storage for mail. We started sending out birthday cards to some of our friends and family, so we have been mailing a decent amount of things out. Sometimes when sorting our mail for the important mail that isn't just spam mail that's coming, I never know where to put it, so this is not only good for organization, but it's really cute. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang it up on our wall, kind of by the doorway, because it will be decor, as well as So next I'm gonna move into some of the more kitchen-y items. So we have this big jar, which I just think is really nice. It actually has this flower pattern on the one side, which I think is really sweet, and I like to face it this way in the springtime, but once we get towards the fall and winter, I just face it this way. But right now I have this on our big wicker shelf to fill it in. I think that I'm gonna try to look for more items like this that can help fill in our shelves. One thing I look for is copper items. I haven't had any good finds with that yet, but I would love to get some like big copper thing to fill it in. So we'll see. Again, more of a material type thing that I'm looking for with that, and I do go check out the copper stuff. Any that I've seen at this point have been dented and not really something that I can just like face to the back. I found these wood bowls, which I feel like you can see at Home Goods. I feel like I've seen them a lot there, or even like the Magnolia section of Target. I feel like they sell stuff just like this. So it's this set of bowls. There's 3 that are this size and then this one big one, which I do also have these just stacked right now, filling in our wicker shelves. Some of these items are just nice for filling in shelves that are kind of that like natural organic item. They make a big impact, but they just look nice and fill in the space. And then if you ever want to use them, you obviously have them where you can grab them. This one thrift store that I go to, I feel like the prices are so good. I cannot believe some of the prices that I've gotten some of these for. I will be honest that some of the other areas that I've went are more of like a curated thrift store, and those can be great too. They just can be a little bit more expensive, but still great. This is a little juicer, a little glass juicer, and we do have a proper juicer, but the other one is more of a production, so I just thought this would be a sweet item to have as part of our kitchen. I might display it as well. All of these type of things are just so fun to display and add a little bit of character in your kitchen. This is one that I got with entertaining in mind. I have this little napkin holder that we can use outside and set out on the table when we're doing a little dinner party with friends and family. I just think that it is so sweet and unique and just special to have on the table. So it was just one that I got for that. It really was giving me spring dinner party inspo, and now I want to throw a spring dinner party. Next up is this little creamer pour, but I got it with the idea that we would use it for syrup because we don't have a syrup pour, and I just think that it looks so cute. I felt like it just feels very fall cozy to me. I got it for $1. I got 2 of these glassware pieces because they were just giving homemade Sunday vibes. And I was like, that'll be really fun if we just want to do a special dessert night and make our evening ice cream a little bit more special, or doing like a little float or something. I feel like I often see those when I'm looking through the glassware section, and I'm usually looking for some fun vases. That is something that I haven't found a ton of, so I think having an idea in my mind of some of the items that I'm going for. So this is just a terracotta shallow, I don't even know what I'd call it, like it's not a dish, but something. Either way, I had a few ideas for what I could do with this. One was doing it as a little succulent planter, but recently I was like, what if I made it this big homemade candle with like 3 different wicks or something? I don't know, that was kind of speaking to me, but I just think it's fun and hopefully should be a little DIY project. This is what I'm talking about with just having a vision and kind of just knowing some of the materials that you gravitate toward. Now these are some fun items. I have this little picnic basket utensil holder, which we've used a few times, and it even could just be for a dinner party out back. I feel like I've seen a decent amount of these while thrifting. Then this was one of my first thrift purchases ever. I went to a Goodwill in college and I found it and I was like, oh, a picnic basket. What a great find. I want that. We have since used it for many picnics. We recently used it for a summer picnic. We used it on our Valentine's picnic. It's just fun to have. And I feel like I have seen a decent amount of picnic baskets, and I don't know, I've seen ones at Home Goods. They aren't the same as just this old picnic basket with character. Okay, now I can officially promise you that we were done with that basket material. We're in the kind of, we're in our fun section. I don't really know how to describe it because some of it is house stuff, but they're just like fun finds. This cookie jar, I love looking for Christmas stuff. I think that this is the only thing I've purchased so far, but I got this Christmas cookie jar, which I just think is so cute. I like hesitated for a second because I was like, I don't know, but I think that this set out on our counter would be really sweet. I love seeing on Pinterest some of those more vintagey Christmas setups. Like I feel like there's the old Frank Sinatra vinyl or just some sweet old mugs, and I feel like that's some of the Christmas decor that I want to do, where it's just cozy, happy, nostalgic, and so I felt like this would be a good little addition to our Christmas collection to do that. So we'll see if more comes out around the holidays, but I do think that that is a fun thing to look around for. It's the one thing I'm looking for though. I want to find the Frank Sinatra Christmas vinyl so bad. That has been like the main vinyl that I've been looking for so long. But again, I feel like Pinterest really served me there with providing that sort of inspo and the vision for the Christmas style that I want to have. But while we're on the topic of vinyls, I gotta show a few of my favorite vinyls. We've definitely gotten a bigger vinyl collection. I feel like I'm giving grandma right now because I'm like, oh, thrifting and baskets, and I use my record player, but I do kind of have some grandma hobbies now, and I feel like they just slow me down and make me happy. Like, listening to music on a record player is such a cozy, happy feeling. I feel like the little crinkle noise that it makes just makes me feel so warm inside. Anywho, I found this Fleetwood Mac vinyl for, I think it was $10, which I don't know like the going rate for vinyls, but I felt like this was a pretty good find. I was very happy with it, and it was just fun to find it. Like, even if you can get it cheaper somewhere else, the fact that I found it was just fun to me. And then this James Taylor record, which is so special to me because we played this record on our wedding weekend. So we stayed in this charming little cottage Airbnb, and she had a record player in there, which is actually what inspired me to get a record player for Dylan's birthday. But we played this specific record, and it like even looked the same with the little like wear shown on it, and it just makes me so happy to listen to. I'm pretty sure we paid a little bit more for this, which again, probably could get it cheaper, but the fact that we found it while we were out and about, oh, Dylan walked up to me and he was like, look what I found. So fun and special. We were through the house things, and I feel like I gave little tidbits as I went, but I guess one of the big things I would say there is have a vision, maybe do some sourcing from different videos like this, get an idea of some of the items that you want to look for, and kind of be open and have a vision for them. You kind of have to look beyond what they are in the store and like how you can make them cuter. Sometimes you look at an item in the store and you see it against like all the shelves and you're like, ugh, I don't know about this. But if you can picture it in your home in a way that you can make it cozy and fun, and you're looking to fill in a certain area, it may be worth a shot. And then the other big thing I said was definitely materials. I feel like that is the first thing that catches my eye on a lot of these things. So I definitely would keep that in mind. And honestly, I feel like I'm about to give some of the same tips for the clothing items because it is definitely a material thing for me, a pattern thing for me, and colors, which I know that sounds not helpful because I just basically described the certain attributes that you could get out of a piece of clothing, but I'll explain. All right, I have some of my clothes right here, but I first want to say when I started to have more luck while thrifting, I feel like it was definitely in the home section. So I started to find the baskets and the little things that would fill my shelves, and that was really exciting because I was like, oh, I'm starting to do it. But clothing, oh, I struggled. I would go in there and I would just see like, it felt like clothes from middle school or just weird crafty clothes. I'm sure you all know if you've been thrifting what I'm talking about, and that definitely has been the hardest thing for me. I feel like I got lucky recently on a few dresses that I found, so it really is just searching and being patient, and that is where I definitely have the least patience, is going through the clothing racks and just staring at the clothes that I'm like, ugh, never. And I think that's really where material or color comes into play. So I'll start with the ones that I got at the true thrift store where it's just mixed in with everything. So I got this dress with this nice coastal pattern. That the pattern is definitely what caught my eye, but I was like, I feel like this is such a sweet little dress to wear to the beach or out to dinner when people come into town and I want to feel a little bit more vacation-y. Also, the material, you can kind of see that it's a little bit more thick, and I don't know if it's linen, but kind of that material. So as I was going, I saw the pattern and I was like, ooh, what is that? Another material one that caught my eye here. Also, I will say I tried things on. So this dress, I'm pretty sure it says it's an extra large. And I said, I'm gonna try it on and see if it works. And it did, because it's more of a square fit, loosely fitted dress, but I feel like that's kind of why it works. So it is this two-tone dress. It has little buttons on it and a little collar, and then the bottom goes into this brownish color, and it's got like kind of the buttons on the back too. The material is kind of like a linen-y, rough material, and that is definitely what caught my eye. I saw this material and I was like, what is that? And then I saw the little buttons and I was like, this is cute, with some sandals. Really, really cute. It's a little wrinkly right now because I had washed it and it probably just needs to be steamed or ironed. This one is unbuttoned and I don't really feel like buttoning it all up, but I feel like you can get an idea. It is this olive green dress and it's actually from Altered State, which is like a good brand. So I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try this one on too. And it's got the little buttons up it and a tie to it. And I just felt like it would be a really cool dress for the fall time. Okay guys, now these next two dresses were from this curated thrift store. They may be two of my favorite finds ever. This floral dress, oh, this is just like a dream thrift find for me, is this perfect little floral dress. Obviously for me, it was the pattern that stood out to me for this one. It has a little tie right here and it's a little bit like fitted, I would say, but it's not too fitted. It is just a really nice fit and I tried it on with a sweatshirt over it so I can wear it during more of the transitional seasons. Did I say sweatshirt? I meant sweater. Either way, it is just the sweetest dress and fits perfectly. Now this one was labeled nightgown and it does kind of give grandma nightgown energy, but it's so good. It is like a dreamy cottagecore dress. It is kind of giving Doan vibes, if you know that. It's just so good. So without further ado, here is more of the top detailing. I don't know if I'm showing it great. And then it is long and it has this nice end to it. It is just perfection. I just think it's so great. And rounding out this video, I have clothes that I found for my husband, which I'll run through somewhat quick. I definitely always find myself in the crew neck section of the men's looking for stuff for myself. That is one thing that I am always searching for, is a nice crew neck, and it is so hard. I feel like everybody wants them. I get this one, I guess, for us to share. Like, I steal all of his crew necks, but it is more of his. It's just this nice blue classic crew neck. It is kind of between a sweatshirt and like a long sleeve, but I don't even know how to describe the material. He loves wearing this one as kind of like a light in between layer, especially during like the fall and spring. This one was a recent find for him. It is this nice overshirt, but again, just a really nice material. I guess I gravitate towards this blue color for him. And I sometimes will look for a fun hat for him. This we got a while ago and it says Ripley's Aquarium. So random, but it was just kind of like a cool hat and he wears it. So I will look for ones like this from time to time, but a lot of them are kind of meh. Anywho, that is my rundown on my thrift finds and my thrift collection kind of as a whole, and just some of the things that I look for when thrifting, because I know I've been asked that a lot recently, is just kind of like, what is your approach? And so I tried to share some of the tips as I go. I definitely think I shop around a little bit with the different stores that I go to. And maybe I could do a video soon of like going thrifting with me. I would say usually I only come out with like one or two things, and so this is just stuff I've accumulated over time, but that could be a fun video to do just to kind of see my process and how I go about things. Thank you for watching. Let me know any other type of videos that you would want to see from me. As I said, I definitely want to be posting a little bit more on here, definitely doing some stuff of just, you know, days in my life in general, but if there is more of like a specific video, I'll consider doing something like that. But thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye!